to the E to the K. Nah, nah, nah. K.
What up, YouTube? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. I am just home from church and I thought, I think I'm going to go ahead and film that Urban Decay collection so that I can get started rocking every palette. I told you guys I would return to that, and I am going to return to that, this time with Urban Decay. And so I'm going to insert some clips here of a picture of all of them spread out on my bed so that you can see them in their glory. I don't have a huge Urban Decay collection because I have decluttered some of these, but the ones that I kept I really love, and so I don't think I will be getting rid of many of these, but I do want to showcase them and maybe inspire you to get out your old Urban Decay palettes and use them. What's the point of them just sitting up there in some containers? And yeah, they're pretty to look at, but they're even prettier to put on your face. So I'm going to go through here, swatch a few colors that stand out to me from each one, and just kind of tell you about my experience with it so far. And yeah, that'll get us kicked off, get everything started, and from there I will start rocking every palette with my Urban Decay palettes. And I'm going to learn from my last experience with the Rawk palettes, and I'm not going to feature one in every video. I may be using 2 or 3 different palettes in a video as opposed to showcasing just one, just because when I did that with Rawk I got super tired of using them. Now there is much more of a variety in Urban Decay's collection, and so it probably isn't going to be the case that much with Urban Decay, but we shall see. So I'm just going to go through randomly and show you what I have, and we'll go from there. How about this? You guys can tell me which palette you want me to use first. After you see them all, you can tell me which one you want to see first. And maybe I'll put a poll at the end and ask you to choose out of maybe 2 or 3, depending on how many choices they allow me to put. We'll go that route. That way you can have some input and let me know what you'd like to see first. So, from the beginning, I just have a stack here. I'm just going to start at the top. The first one I have is the Urban Decay Basics and Naked Basics, and it's exactly what it says it is. It is Naked Basics. And I was so excited to get this actually because I had so many palettes that were missing either a bone colored brow bone highlight or a color to set your eyeshadow primer with, or just a transition, or just a black. So this is a nice kind of to accompany another palette that doesn't have everything that you want it to have. It's also just, I mean, on its own for a basic, even from a day to nighttime look, actually black can pretty much spice up anything, can't it? But I'm not going to swatch these. These are just basic mattes. They're really nice, very creamy, very pigmented, and I enjoy them. It is on the cooler side, and so when I'm going for a warmer look I don't often turn to this, but when I'm going for a cooler look I definitely turn to this. I am kind of ashamed to say that I have many Urban Decay palettes that I've never used. I might have swatched them, but I haven't used them. And most of the reason is because I look in there and I look at all these colors and I get kind of overwhelmed, like I don't know where to start. Or there's not a transition. And I don't know what my hang up is about not having a transition, but it just bugs me. Like if there's not kind of a lighter or mid-tone transition, it bugs me. I feel like I don't know where to go from there. So this is the Urban Decay Vice LTD Reloaded. It's super gorgeous. On the outside it's got these raised jeweled UD. So pretty. And the inside is beautiful. And right here it has purple Urban Decay. It's just pretty. And I know I got this on sale. Most of my Urban Decay palettes I got on sale. And this is proof that I don't think I've been in this much. This is actually like a little push button that releases it. How cool is that? So this is what it looks like inside. And it's got so many pretty colors. But I think what I run into with Urban Decay so often is that I just sit here and look at it and nothing actually stands out like, oh, that would go together. And for this one, that's exactly like, I just look at it and I just go, ugh, like, I don't know what to do with you. But I'm going to swatch some of the prettiest colors or the most unique colors in here just so you can kind of get an idea. Ooh. And maybe it'll give me some inspiration on where to go with this. It looks like I've maybe only used the purple in here, but there's lots of interesting greens. So let's see how they swatch. Ooh, these are interesting colors. Ooh. See, this is reason enough just to do this because it makes you try something on. Midnight Cowboy, you guys. Which right there, it's not translating that well, this one on camera, but and how unique is that? I want to call it chartreuse, and I don't know if that's the right color, but those are nice. I'm going to go ahead and do a few more. This one's called Shallow, Smog, Misdemeanor, UVB. That one's interesting, isn't it? That one's super interesting. I don't know, you guys. These are neat. It's kind of like when I think of Urban Decay, I think of edgy. Ooh, look at that. Look at that one. So maybe I'm a little bit excited about this palette. But there's a lot of, there's a lot of cool colors. There's some warm colors. There's a pretty kind of a lilac color. There's just so many different directions you could go with this. So maybe if I paired this up with like the Naked Basics or with another that has some other transitions, I think maybe especially now that I'm kind of into color, that's the reason why I'm so happy that you guys chose Urban Decay, because it's colorful. I do want to show you my only lip palette. I think it's the only lip palette that I have, period. But it's the Urban Decay Vice palette. I don't know why I have to keep saying Urban Decay. You know it's an Urban Decay collection. Anyways, this says lipstick is my vice. So yeah, I love that. I don't know if you can see it or not. Lipstick is my vice, and I like that it has a protective cover. But these are the colors. And again, you guys, I barely used this. I used this color whenever I did my mermaid look, I think. If you haven't seen that, I'll post it. Good God, up there. But it's such a pretty sparkly pink. It was perfect for that. But I have used a couple of these others, but I haven't used many of the more kind of nudie colors. And it has a variety of all these different finishes in here. Like there's some mattes, there's some sheens, some sheers. I have to admit that I don't much love palettes that you have to use a brush with. And I know I have the brush to this, but it's not in it. Probably because I don't use it. But let's see if lipsticks will swatch. There's those. I'm gonna make a mess of myself. There's that. That one's kind of cool. This one looks super nudie and super matte. You probably won't even be able to see it on my skin. Nope. And let's do one of these bright. This is a bright orangey red. Holy cowness. Look at that thing. That's really pretty though. It's so weird how when you swatch things, like on the surface, it doesn't look very nice. Then you swatch it. This one I don't know about. I'm making a serious mess of myself here. That one is 714. Anyway, one more. This dark brownie burgundy color. And see, a lot of these are sheer, so I look at them and think, But see, that one's sheer. And so, I don't know, you guys. But how about if I try to use one of these lippies when I do an Urban Decay video? Maybe that's a good plan to start with, is try to use one of these whenever I do a video. Well, these are staining the heck out of my hand, especially these orange ones, so wow. We'll have to see. Try to get some use out of this thing. Next is one of my favorite palettes. Like, this is one of my favorite palettes of all time. I love Gwen Stefani and I love her look, but I always love that she kind of have a neutralish eye, like almost not there eyeshadow look, and then a bright red lip. It's just always such a classic, beautiful look with a really thick winged eyeliner. I've always thought she was super beautiful. So when I saw she was partnering up with Urban Decay, I thought that was super cool, and I love the way this looks. I just think it's so edgy and pretty. It says Gwen Stefani right there, and inside, I never did take the sleeve off the mirror. I just kind of don't do that. And it says magic's in the makeup. And you can tell just by the state of this thing. I've used it a lot. There's a lot of colors in here that I really love. One of them is called Pop. One of them is called Baby. Okay. Pop and Baby. Oh, and Baby's super gritty. Steady. 1987. I'm just kind of swatching the ones that are my favorite, and you can see they're super neutral. They're super nudie, but that's what I like, and that's why I grabbed this. My hand's still a little wet from white, so it's kind of sticking, but ooh, you guys, that. And see, I don't even remember ever really using this. Like, I think I mean I did, but I think I used all these really light colors. I know I used Harajuku. Where did I get Harajuku? Whatever. It's Harajuku in 1987, and I really like this shade Punk. That one's super gorgeous, like a really blackened plum. I love Blackout. Obviously, that's Urban Decay's black. This one is called Serious. So if you want to do a smoky eye, I mean, you totally can. Those are those colors up top. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful palette. And that's why, I keep saying this, but that's why I'm super glad, extraordinarily glad, ecstatically glad. I gotta come up with new words. I'm still working on it. But very glad to be doing this, because sometimes if you don't open these for a long time, you literally forget what's in them, and then it just makes it where it's like you're opening a brand new product again and you're starting off fresh with something new, and that's fun. But that's one of my favorite palettes from Urban Decay. Okay, let's look at this one. This is Smoked. I thought this was so cool. I think I got it on Haute Look, and it's a zippered palette. I didn't even take the tag off of it. I have not used this. And it's very pretty. Oh, and I don't even understand why I haven't. I really don't. I say that I haven't used it. I guess I did use this peachy color, but I'm gonna go down the bottom and do Barlust, Rockstar, Evidence, and Loaded. It's like you could do a smoky eye of every color with these different tones, and whatever you're rocking that night, green, blue, purple, like you could match a smoky eye with it. But you know, like these two colors, those would be really pretty one color looks, because they're just pretty, and you could concentrate them on the lid and then kind of shear them out into the crease and just kind of move up with them. Those are really pretty. Let's look at Asphalt, Mushroom, and we do have some transitions here. Backdoor, and then again Blackout. So there's some transitions here. That would make a kind of a classic smoky eye. So I guess Smoked is named Smoked for a reason. But out of all these ones down here on this row are the ones that are intriguing to me. And so I think that's what I would go with, is one of those colors. But even on a one shadow eye look, some of those would be really pretty. since I'm feeling colorful, this is the time to be trying out all these things that I have just neglected. And I just love the packaging here. Isn't that neat? I just love it. Zip it all up. Secure it. These are my 2 latest Urban Decay purchases. This was on sale. I can't remember where. And this is the Naked 3. And I don't own any of the Naked palettes aside from this and the Naked Smoky. And the Naked Basics and the Naked. But of the original 1, 2, I don't have any of those. And frankly, pretty disappointed with this one. And the Born to Run. Not disappointed with that one. I do have a look, I think, a Get Ready With Me with the Born to Run palette, so I'll just link that up there. I'll just link that up there if you want to see the look I created. But this is a beautiful palette, and the formula is different. I really like this. It's way different than any of these other Urban Decay palettes that I have, and I really do like the direction that they're heading. I do really like this one. I'll swatch a few shadows. Most of you are probably pretty familiar with this one. It's been real popular, and there's been a lot of tutorials done with it. So I did Big Sky, Guilt Trip, Still Shot, and Wild Heart. Ooh. Very pretty. Still Shot. I think I need to use that soon because that's beautiful, and I didn't use that in the look that I did with this at all. So that one won't be hard for me to come up with something. My fingers are getting stained, you guys. Let's take a coffee break. A coffee break with Sherri instead of Danny. Next is my very favorite Urban Decay palette, and not necessarily because I love the makeup in here, but I just love this, period. It's beautiful. This is the Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. How pretty is it to begin with? I mean, how beautiful is it to begin with? It's beautiful. And inside, you open it, and it says, "We're all mad here" on the mirror. And it says here, "I'm not strange, weird, off, nor crazy. My reality is just different than yours." And when you open it, see if I can even do it here without dropping it. Let's not drop it. It has a beautiful butterfly, a 3D butterfly inside. Isn't that gorgeous? And out comes the palette. And I have used this very little. Has a brush with it, but it's really pretty. And I'm going to swatch Dream On and Duchess and Heads Will Roll and Salazin Grum, whatever that might be. Pretty. And Urban Decay shadows have been really hit and miss for me. Like, sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. And that's probably why I kind of avoid them, because I probably am more drawn to shadows that I know work for me and it's not an experiment. But this whole Rawking Every Palette thing is kind of an experiment, right? I'm going to go in my thumb into Metamorphosis because this is a pretty blue, like a periwinkle blue. It reminds me of that blue in the Norvina palette a little bit. So if I could get that built up, it would be super gorgeous, I think. Alright. This Moondust palette is probably the least used, and that was because the first time I used it, glitter fell out all over my face, and if you guys know me, you know I do not like that. And so I did learn that glitter glue is your best friend when it comes to this palette, and you probably can't see. I'm going to swatch. I'll swatch my favorites: Magnetic, Light Year, and Vega. And I don't know if you can tell just by looking at them, but there's all these different colors of glitter all mixed up in kind of a base of that color. And they are so flippin' gorgeous. And there's all these different colors that reflect in there, and they're so pretty. And it is like, it would be a travesty not to ever use these because they are that pretty. Oh, look at this one. This one's called Element. I'll just go ahead and do a couple more. Galaxy. And, ooh, look at Galaxy. Good Lord. And let's see, I'll do Lithium. They're just so unique and pretty, you guys. They're just so pretty. And it would be so sad not to ever use them just because glitter falls out. And after this, I'm going to have glitter everywhere. Everywhere. But look at it's like duochrome too. They're so pretty. And I'm going to do something bomb with these whenever I use this palette. I'm going to do it on a Saturday where I have time to play. I'm going to do some kind of bomb cut crease with it or something. It's going to be pretty. I've been wanting to try that, like blank space where you do the kind of the swirl and you leave a little bit of it blank. I'm gonna try that. I really want to do that. So yeah, that's coming. And I'm for sure gonna use one of those pretty, they're beautiful. I couldn't let it go. I almost decluttered it and then I'm like, nope, glitter glue. Next one is the Urban Decay Nocturnal Shadow Box. Becky got me this one for Christmas last year. I was looking through it yesterday whenever I was looking at these, and it's got a little brush. There's a lot of these that have brushes in them, but I'm going to swatch Midnight Cowboy Rides Again, and my fingers are stained. I'm sorry, it's probably not going to look authentic on my fingers at all because they are stained. Midnight Cowboy Rides Again, Baby, Fireball, and Backfire. And so hopefully you can see them even though there's remnants of other colors. Oh my gosh, how come I never used that? Midnight Cowboy Rides Again, you guys. Holy cowness. Do those look like Sherri colors? But look at this thing. Look at this one. Oh. See? This is a good thing, what I'm doing. This is a good thing, what I'm doing. That. Look at that. That is so pretty. It's like all different shades of of shimmery purple and pink. And I haven't even touched it. I'm not going to do a bunch of swatches on this Naked Smoky palette because so many people have this. I'm just not going to. I'm just going to show it to you. How about I do a smoky eye? Like an authentic smoky eye. And then the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics. I just used this the other day actually. I forgot how much I liked it. I especially like all these purpley mauvey colors. And they're really pretty if you like to do an all matte eye. There are some interesting colors in here. And I need to play with this some more. I need to do a couple looks. Maybe the video I do with this, I'll do 2 or 3 looks. Because you can go like authentic smoky eye, warm, and then even like move your way from here to here and just get deeper and have that pretty burgundy in there. This is a really nice palette of mattes, and this is another one that's a good partner to a lot of palettes that don't have transition shades. You can pair this in. This is one that I should keep over here. I have a little area where I keep my most used palettes where I don't have to go dig them out every day, and this probably should be there because I would reach for this for any of those palettes that don't have transitions. So that is my Urban Decay collection, you guys, and I don't have a huge one, but the ones that I have I think are super interesting, and I think that Rawking Every Palette will be a lot more fun to watch this time. So I will couple some of them or use 2 or 3 in one video, but there will be some that I kind of spotlight, and hopefully it will be more interesting for me, more interesting for you, and you'll enjoy it. And I hope I'll enjoy it more than I did last time. Like, it was kind of like it was work for me to enjoy using what felt like the same palette over and over and over again. Like, don't want to do that again. So be looking for those Rawking Every Palette videos in the upcoming weeks. I'll probably throw one in once a week or so, and until we get through this, and then I'll do the same thing. I'll see if there's any that I just don't like anymore and I'm going to declutter, which probably not many of these because I've already gone that route. But there might be some that I think somebody else would enjoy more than me, so that is the plan anyway. So thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, take care and God bless. Bye, guys.
She's a professional. I think I'm lost in the love life. We came strong together. She got a strong desire. Up to the morning after. Now she's moving on. You never see her coming.
So when I saw she was pairing up, makes me feel super nervous when you're sitting there watching me when I do this.
You never see her coming. She on the air, man. That's what me say.